Stateline Blueberries is set up as a U-pick farm. We've got 30 acres, 27 in production, and just a family-owned farm, as we have been for 24 years in a row. You know, I've raised 3 kids out here and made a lot of friends. My wife and I are Maryville High School graduates, 84 for me, 85 for her. We moved out here after we got married in '97. We planned on keeping our children at home, and Diane was gonna be a housewife, you know, in the traditional manner. But she wanted something to do. She's a teacher by trade. We went out and started looking at, you know, different possibilities. We passed the front gate and had a little sign and marker saying, "Blueberry farm for sale, call this number." So I said, "What do you think?" She goes, "Well, how hard could it be?" We literally bought the farm, right? That week. I mean, called the owner up. It was a little disarray. So we just all of a sudden became blueberry farmers. I went to Purdue. I'm a construction engineer. We knew nothing, absolutely nothing. I could read, and that's pretty much how it started. So when I first started doing this, I had to steal the knowledge from everybody else, right? And I've always been a technical guy, the engineering, science guy. The science of it's just a lot of fun in the winter. Luck or not luck, the gentleman next door was Dr. Charles Mainland. And in the 70s and 80s, every blueberry article that was written in America had his name somewhere at the bottom of it, right? And I probably abused that relationship a little bit. I was always going over there, "What's this? You know, look at this." And he's like, "Yeah, that's nothing. Just don't worry about it." You know, I'd be panicking all the time. So I learned a lot from him. And then over time, I've learned, honestly, I mean, the bushes in the center were planted in '42. As long as you prune them and talk to them nice, they do fine. They don't need people, right? I wish I could talk to the birds and deer. There's nothing on the plant doesn't like a blueberry, right? I mean, turkey like blueberry, raccoon, squirrel. Where we're sitting across from me, there's one squirrel that every day as I drive back by here checking on things, runs from the bush into the woods with a blueberry in its mouth, right? So you just kind of accept the things that Mother Nature throws your way, and you rub the edges to polish it a little bit. That's it. I mean, really, you're just like the corn guys and the bean guys and the mint guys, the apple, peaches. Peaches have been hurt a lot lately. You just kind of manage what nature gives you. Well, with the 13 varieties that we have, there's different profiles for each of the bushes. First, the main profile as a grower is that we have early, mid-season, and late-season varieties so that we can stretch out our picking season. If we just had the blue crop, it would be, probably a 3-week season, beginning to end, right? After a couple of years, our patrons know, we like these, we like those. Jerseys, to me, have the most original flavor of like they're the first cultivar from the original wild blueberries. So they kind of have retained the most of that flavor. But the Jerseys seem to be about that right size that you can use in pancakes and bake with them, and blueberry banana bread, which is, yeah, that's what gets me going every morning in the winter. Nice slap of butter on there and I'm up. But yeah, Jersey's my favorite. But we encourage people to come out and wander around and taste. We don't put anybody on the scale before they get in the fields. Make sure what you're picking you like. For the most part, everybody comes back fairly happy. They find what they're looking for. We're only open for 2 months a year. Summertime, we don't eat well, the grass doesn't look good at home. We manage to do some laundry and get a few hours of sleep and go right back at it. The thing I'm probably the proudest of is my family. I mean, we grow great blueberries, but I've grown three great kids out here. it's an overall passion of my family, and we've been lucky, we've been blessed. This year in particular is a really fantastic crop. It doesn't happen every year that way. So when we do, you be thankful and you yell it from the rooftop.